So basically with ME, what ME is your body going, stop! And the louder it shouts, the more we have to listen. And that's the critical thing, because obviously for a long time before we've been officially ill, we haven't listened. We've gone, oh no, I'm just you know, I'm being lazy or whatever, and actually in that period you might even find that doing extra exercise, so I used to go for a 2.5 mile walk every day, extra exercise actually makes you feel better, as in you still feel exhausted but you feel like healthily tired. It's just making things worse basically, because when you do eventually properly crash, your body's just gone, I'm out, I'm not playing this game anymore. You know, if you're not going to listen to me, I'm going to force you to listen. So some people will crash and just be like not able to get out of bed because they are just physically exhausted and mentally and emotionally exhausted. Other people like me will be like okay one day and the next day they won't be able to walk, like weight bear with your legs that just crumble. My dad was in a very job, and he was walking back from it one day and he just had to sit down and he was like, can't do it anymore, and his legs wouldn't carry him and stuff, and my dad's a real sort of go-getter, you know, you have to provide for the family and all this kind of thing, which is amazing, but basically it was too much, and yeah, he just sat down by the side of the road, and thankfully he was praying because he was just like, how am I going to get home? And thankfully this guy drove by, and he'd driven by before, and he was like, you've been here for 3 hours, is there anything I can do to help? And Dad was like, you just drive me back home please. And then that was it for 5 years. So it's different for different people, but the treatment is kind of similar. So the treatment is listen to your body. Do like reasonable goals. So say for instance, at the moment, I don't want to show you my sitting room because it's a mess, but I'm kind of thinking, okay, I need to at some point tidy this, but if I do it all in one big block, I'm just going to regret that. So basically I have to think, oh, okay, so if I put maybe the clothes away today, and then tomorrow if I like collect rubbish, and then the next day, and do it like that, so it's just like really achievable goals. And actually when you're first ill, you'll think, oh well, that's an achievable goal, and it's not. You have to go, okay, this is serious, let's work this out. So the next thing, which I found incredibly helpful, and this is what I would put down to me getting better, is ubiquinol CoQ10 enzyme. It is called like a food supplement, but it really helps with getting the right amount of energy from your food. That's really good, and I'll get my husband to explain that at some point. And so that really helped. But the big one is write a diary basically. So the first thing you need to do is list, like individually, like getting up, getting dressed, brushing my hair, that kind of list of what you do or what you would normally try and do in a day. Then next to it, in another column, write what it costs you energy wise. So if brushing your hair makes you exhausted, you've got to put that down, and you do it like 0 to 10. So 10 is I physically cannot do it, and 0 is yep, that's absolutely fine. You've got to be realistic with that, and do that for each activity that you do in the day, even like making a drink, brushing my teeth, pulling up my socks. You know, you have to be really, really detailed, and do what it costs you energy wise, and then if you have the pain side of ME, the fibromyalgia side, do what it costs you pain wise. So anything that is kind of above a 5, and you need to have at least an hour's rest after doing that activity. So this is how I started getting better. So I would get up and have a sort of 15-minute rest. Get dressed, have a 15-minute rest. And it doesn't matter if you fall asleep, like if you want to set an alarm or something, so you just get it to that bit, and then have breakfast, and then I'd have a 2-hour rest, because the thing of actually coming downstairs to have breakfast would just slay me. So then I'd have a 2-hour, and I would just sleep. And, you know, some people will go, oh my goodness, you know, you shouldn't be sleeping that much sleep is bad for you, blah, blah, blah. It's not. When your body has been screaming at you for rest and for sleep for so long, it's not actually detrimental to allow your body that sleep. And it took me about 6 weeks, and I just realised, oh my goodness, this is what my body's been wanting all this time. Now, obviously, just sleeping sort of like 24/7 isn't the answer, but doing like other stuff the doctors will tell you, sort of, you know, get up and then don't go back to bed until night time and blah, blah, blah. That's a load of rubbish. So basically it's the thing that you allow your body to recover from the exercise that you've just done. So yeah, so like I said, you know, I'd have like a 2-hour sleep after getting up, and then I'd have a 5-minute activity. I kind of worked out by trial and error really, that a 5-minute activity I would need an hour's rest to recover from. And so I was really like brutal with myself, and you have to do, if you do it in a diary and do like, say if you get up at 9 o'clock and then you go 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30, and do it like that. So it's like every half hour you're being accountable for and going, okay, so things that happen that you can't sort of plan for, like the doorbell going and you have to go and answer it, and you go, oh wow, I'm seriously going to need to rest for this. And so you go, okay, I've got to have as short a time standing at the door as I possibly can, because I know this is absolutely going to slay me. And then you go, right, okay, I was planning on having a nice little time of reading or something, but you go, I can't do that now. You look at your diary and you go, wowzers, I need to rest from this. And so you have like that 2-hour rest, and you just rest when you've done a little bit of activity. And the other thing is to find out when you were well. Remember whether you were a morning person or an evening person. Now, I always used to be much better in the morning, but I'm dreadful in the morning normally now, and it seems to switch. So basically, I used to be really good in the morning, but I'm much better in the sort of afternoon, evening now. I think it's because my body's had a nice long time to rest, and so I'm just okay for the little bit like making tea and stuff. I don't know. But anyway, I hope I'm explaining this clearly enough for people to get it. But it is the thing of, you have to be accountable for everything that you've done. So, you know, getting up to go to the loo, have a 20-minute rest, or whatever you've worked out it costs you. Getting up to have lunch, so like making lunch and then getting back down, obviously that's a long rest, so you need like an hour after that or something. And it's also the thing that you have to take into account that, like I used to go, oh, I'll have a rest, and I'd watch something and that would be my rest, but actually your brain's working, your eyes are working, your ears and your emotions, and so that's not resting. Resting is either you sleep or you zone out. Now the way that I zone out is, because my brain is normally going and it's not helpful. So the way I zone out is that I imagine, so I'm just showing you. Yeah, I imagine, you know those on old Windows computers, they have those pipes that go like that in the screensaver. It's just fun to watch it. I imagine that, and very quickly I'm just not thinking about anything. Or bubbles, I quite like bubbles. So I'll just close, and you just have to concentrate on your breathing and everything, and it's just, you just totally switch off. And that probably takes about, for For somebody as sort of as I was, that took about 4 weeks probably to get used to. But once I got into it, I'm good. I can just completely zone out. And that's what you need to do. So reading a book isn't resting. Listening to the radio isn't resting. Watching something definitely isn't resting. Just sort of thinking isn't resting. And that's what we have to get to. So you think, okay, if I want to watch something, then actually that is an activity. And you have to rest after the activity.